All right, today we're going to talk about Qwik. It's a new web framework that's making some serious waves, and it's trying to fix one of the most annoying problems on the internet today. The whole idea behind it could really change how we think about building websites, and it all starts with a frustration I'm sure you've felt.
Okay, so picture this. You've been there, right? You load up a web page, it looks ready, everything's there, but you go to click on a button, a menu, anything, and nothing happens. The page is just sitting there, completely frozen. You can see it, but you can't use it.
So that annoying lag, that gap between seeing the page and actually being able to interact with it, that's not a bug. It's actually a feature. Well, kinda. It's a very specific process that's running in the background of pretty much every modern website you visit.
That process, it's called hydration. Here's an analogy. Imagine a server sends your browser a perfectly built Lego castle. But to make it interactive, so you can open the doors and move the little figures, your browser has to download all the JavaScript, which is like the instruction manual, and then rebuild the entire castle from scratch. It's redoing all the work the server already did, and that's what causes that frustrating delay.
And this is exactly where Qwik steps in. It asks a pretty radical question. What if we didn't have to rebuild everything? What if we could just skip that whole hydration step? Just get rid of it entirely. This simple idea is the start of a completely different way of thinking about performance. And that approach is called resumability. The way to think about this is pretty brilliant, actually. Instead of rebuilding the app, think of it like pausing a video game. The server does all the work to load the level, then it hits pause and sends that exact pause state to your browser. The browser can then just resume the game right where it left off. No reloading, no rebuilding.
So let's break that down, right? Replay versus resumability. With hydration, you have to download this potentially huge chunk of JavaScript, run all of it, and rebuild everything just to make the page clickable. But with resumability, the page is interactive the second it appears, and it only downloads these tiny little snippets of code if and only if you actually need them.
Okay, so how on earth does Qwik actually pull this off? It feels a bit like magic, but it all comes down to a really clever trick. And it starts with this one simple symbol.
Yep, the $sign. When you're writing your code, you just add a $sign to the end of a function name, like onClick$. By doing that, you're basically putting up a little flag for Qwik's special tool, the optimizer, and telling it, hey, don't load this piece of code right away. Just fetch it whenever the user actually clicks this thing. It's that simple.
And this all works because Qwik is basically creating a super detailed save file of your app, right there in the HTML. Just like in a video game, this save file has everything the browser needs to know. The current state of the app, how all the components are laid out, and most importantly, where all the interactive bits are and what code they need. The browser can just load that save file and you're instantly ready to go.
Okay, that all sounds amazing in theory, right? But here's the billion-dollar question. Does this actually make websites faster in the real world? How does it stack up against the established giants like React and Next.js? Well, a study decided to find out, putting Qwik head-to-head with the big players. First up, a pretty common scenario, rendering a page that's just packed with hundreds or even thousands of different elements. And wow, the results here are pretty clear. When you look at things like first contentful paint, that's how fast you see the very first thing on the screen, and largest contentful paint, how fast the most important stuff loads, Qwik is consistently faster. It just gets the page in front of the user's eyes quicker than React or Next.js in this test.
Okay, so Qwik wins round one. But what about a different kind of challenge? Let's switch gears. The next test was all about loading a page with 1,000 big, high-quality images.
And this is where the story gets really interesting, because the tables completely turn. Here, Next.js was the clear winner, and it wasn't even close, all thanks to its super smart built-in image optimization. It just goes to show you there's no silver bullet. The best tool really depends on the job.
So this really brings us to the core trade-off, doesn't it? With Qwik, you get incredible initial load speed, almost no JavaScript to start, and zero hydration time. It's built for speed. But with React, you're tapping into an absolutely massive, battle-tested ecosystem. You have libraries for everything, tons of tools, and a huge community.
You know, Qwik isn't just some random idea that came out of nowhere. It's actually part of a much bigger movement in web development, this idea of disappearing frameworks. The whole goal is to stop sending these huge JavaScript bundles to the user and instead do as much work as possible on the server before the page ever gets to your browser. And that's led to some really cool new ideas, like the islands architecture. Think about it like this. Your web page is mostly a calm ocean of static, fast-loading content.
And then you have these little islands of interactivity, like a photo gallery or a buy now button. You only hydrate those specific islands, leaving the rest of the ocean super lightweight and fast. All right, so let's boil it all down. When should you actually reach for Qwik? Well, you should seriously consider it when raw speed is your #1 goal. It's an amazing fit for content-heavy sites. Think e-commerce, marketing pages, or blogs, where getting a high score on Google's Core Web Vitals and giving users an instant experience is everything.
But let's be real, React is still the king of the castle for a reason. It is the absolute go-to for really complex, dynamic single-page apps. If you need a proven tool that can scale with large teams and you want to tap into that giant ecosystem of libraries and plugins, React is still your best bet. Plus, it's way easier to find developers who already know it.
Qwik and this idea of resumability are just so fascinating. It shows us a totally different path forward for the web. And it kind of makes you wonder, right? As our frameworks get smarter and smarter about sending less code, are we just reinventing the old web? A web that was fast by default? It's a really interesting thought to end on.